Imagine a man born into the dust and shadows of rural Arkansas, where the air hangs heavy with the scent of pine and poverty. A boy who watched his world crack under the weight of empty pockets and unspoken pains, who dreamed not of spotlights, but of survival. He chased those dreams across state lines, scraping by on odd jobs and colder rejections, until one day he picked up a pen and poured his scars onto the page. That script became a film that shattered Hollywood's gates. And now, at 70, he's the gravel-voiced heart of a gritty TV saga about oil barons and broken men, reminding us all that some stories don't fade, they just get deeper. What forged Billy Bob Thornton into this unbreakable force? A life of quiet fury, raw talent, and the kind of resilience that turns wounds into weapons. Let's walk that road together. Billy Bob Thornton entered the world on August 4, 1955, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, a town etched into the Ozarks like a scar on weathered skin. But his earliest memories weren't of spa waters or southern charm. They were of a ramshackle house deep in the woods near Malvern, with no electricity, no running water, just the creak of floorboards and the endless hum of hardship. His father, Billy Ray Thornton, a Korean War veteran turned high school basketball coach and history teacher, wrestled with unemployment's cruel grip, forcing the family to shuffle between homes. They'd pile into his grandmother's old white wooden place in Alpine, a rambling relic where relatives from Texas crammed in like sardines, sharing what little they had. Virginia, his mother, a self-proclaimed psychic who later worked as a teacher, tried to weave magic into the mundane, but money was a ghost that never stayed. As Thornton later reflected in a 2012 New York Times interview, those holidays were pretty happy in the blur of childhood innocence. But looking back, he saw the truth. We didn't have a lot of money. But when you're a kid, you don't know that. Life there was a patchwork of chaos and quiet lessons. The South's underbelly, poverty's sharp edges, the echo of family feuds, the weight of unspoken expectations seeped into young Billy Bob like humidity into cotton. His father's stern hand and the constant shuffle bred a sensitivity, a watchful eye for the world's hidden fractures. It wasn't idyllic, it was survival school, where a boy learns early that tenderness often hides in the cracks of toughness. Those woods, that instability, they didn't just shape him, they became the raw clay for every character he'd ever breathed life into. But even in that lean soil, sparks flew. Thornton's talent didn't announce itself with fanfare, it flickered in the dim light of school stages and scribbled notebooks. As a teen in Malvern, he fronted garage bands, belting out rock and roll dreams inspired by Elvis and the raw howl of Creedence Clearwater Revival. High school plays pulled him in, small roles where he'd mimic accents or spin tall tales, drawing laughs from classmates who sensed something electric in his drawl. Teachers noticed too. One encouraged his storytelling flair, spotting how he'd weave everyday folks, the odd mechanic, the weary farmhand, into vivid yarns that stuck like burrs. Writing came naturally, a quiet rebellion against the noise. He'd jot lyrics in the margins of history books, short stories about the misfits he observed at barbecues or basketball games. It was his friend and writing partner, Tom Epperson, who first called it out. Billy had a gift for voices, for peeling back the ordinary to reveal the ache beneath. In a 1997 Rolling Stone profile, Thornton recalled staring into a set mirror during a bit part, birthing the kernel of Carl Childers right there, a mentally challenged killer born from fragments of real Southern souls he'd known all his life. That early eye for the overlooked? It was no accident, it was Arkansas, whispering secrets only he could hear. The grind was merciless. To eat, he slung pizzas at Shakey's, hawked tires at a shop, waited tables at high society bashes where stars nibbled fish heads, his wry term for fancy hors d'oeuvres, while he pocketed tips and swallowed pride. There were nights he skipped meals, his frame whittled thin by ramen and resolve, illness nipping at his heels from the constant hustle. In a 1996 Los Angeles Times piece, he laughed it off as 3 Mile Island food from dives like outlaws. But the truth lingered. Poverty's echo from Arkansas followed him like a shadow. Rejections piled up. Producers dismissed his Hank Williams biopic pitch as your baseball story, mistaking the country icon for slugger Ted Williams. He'd storm out of meetings, fed up with execs who kept him waiting like yesterday's news. 6 years in, a catering gig changed the script. Serving crudités at a swanky soirée, he chatted with Billy Wilder, the Sunset Boulevard legend. "Forget acting," Wilder told him bluntly. "You're too ugly for leading man, too pretty for character. But you write? That's where they need you." Thornton did. Songs, stories, screenplays. That advice? It lit the fuse. Those years weren't just survival, they were a forge. Thornton co-wrote thrillers like One False Move with Epperson, landing small roles in flicks like Tombstone and TV's Evening Shade. But the darkness crept in, uninvited and unrelenting. Personal tragedies struck like thunderclaps. In 1988, his younger brother Jimmy Ray died suddenly at 30, a loss that hollowed him out, fueling the isolation he carried like a second skin. Health battles loomed. Severe dyslexia tangled his words on the page. Obsessive-compulsive tendencies turned routines into rituals, and a gnawing anxiety, rooted in childhood fears of death and illness, gripped him from age 12. As he shared in a 2018 Los Angeles Times interview, "I have a paranoia, a fear of death, a fear of sickness. I've had it since I was 11 or 12. I always had intensity. It just lived in there." Failed marriages piled on, 5 by his count, each a bruise on the heart, leaving him adrift in a sea of solitude. The failures, the loneliness, the relentless Hollywood grind, it all coalesced into a shadow he couldn't outrun. In interviews like a 2016 Rolling Stone chat, Thornton has been candid. "I've spent periods in my life where I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. No scandals, no rumors, just the quiet toll of a man wrestling demons that whispered louder in the silence. Yet from that abyss rose a roar. I write about pain because that's what I know," Thornton once said in a verified 1997 Rolling Stone profile. And oh, did he write? The breaking point came in 1994 on the set of a forgettable B-movie. Thornton, waiting for his 4 lines, stared into a dressing room mirror and let the fragments coalesce. A slow-talking Arkansas man, damaged but yearning, straight from the ghosts of his youth. That mirror-born monologue became Sling Blade, a short film shot for peanuts in an abandoned La Hospital, with pals like J.T. Walsh and Molly Ringwald pitching in. Some swore it was inspired by a real mill worker from Thornton's past, a gentle giant warped by abuse. But Thornton expanded it into a full script during downtime on the sitcom Hearts Afire, scribbling longhand at his mom's Christmas table. No one wanted it. Too dark, too southern, too him. Studios passed, agents shrugged. So, at 41, Thornton did the unthinkable. He raised $1.2 million from indie backers like the Shooting Gallery, cast his buddies, John Ritter, Dwight Yoakam, Robert Duvall, and shot it in 24 days back home in Benton, Arkansas. He directed, starred as Carl Childers, the soft-spoken killer with a heart as cracked as his voice, and poured every ounce of his shadows into the frame. Sling Blade premiered at Toronto in '96, a slow-burn gut punch about a mentally impaired man released after decades in an asylum, navigating a world that fears what it doesn't understand. Carl's world, weird sympathy, brutal honesty, a blade's cold edge, mirrored Thornton's own. The outcast's ache for connection, the South's tangled mercy. Critics raved, audiences wept and winced. Miramax shelled out $10 million for distribution, 10 times the budget. Come March 1997, at the 69th Academy Awards, Thornton walked away with the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, his gravelly acceptance a defiant hymn to the underdogs. Nods for Best Actor and Director followed, etching his name in stone. Suddenly, the boy from the woods was Hollywood's hillbilly Orson Welles, his deliberate drawl and haunted gaze a trademark. Sling Blade didn't just launch him, it redeemed him, proving pain could carve paths where doors slammed shut. Fame crashed in like a Permian Basin gusher, roles, deals, the glare that blinds. But glory has teeth. Post-Oscar, studios wooed, then wearied him. Miramax inked a 3-picture pact, but clashes with execs like Harvey Weinstein soured the ink. Thornton clashed over cuts to his directorial follow-ups. All the Pretty Horses mangled, Daddy and Them buried, leaving him still pissed off, as he told the New York Times in 2024. Privacy evaporated. Tabloids feasted on his whirlwind romance and 2000 marriage to Angelina Jolie, a union that fueled headlines but fractured under the spotlight's heat, ending in 2003. Exhaustion crept in, jet lag from Armageddon's blockbuster chaos, the grind of back-to-back indies. Life's complexities mounted. More divorces, the steady hum of anxiety and OCD rituals that turned hotel rooms into fortresses. Yet Thornton shone through the haze. He earned an Oscar nod for his desperate everyman in A Simple Plan 1998, a taut crime tale of greed's unraveling. In Monsters Ball 2001, he played a haunted prison guard opposite Halle Berry's raw grief, their quiet devastation earning her the Best Actress win. The Coens tapped him for The Man Who Wasn't There, 2001, his deadpan noir barber, a masterclass in restrained fury. And who could forget Bad Santa, 2003? As Willie Soak, the boozed-up, foul-mouthed mall, Kris Kringle ripping off the holidays, Thornton weaponized his edge into dark comedy gold, a role he revived in 2016's sequel, proving some naughty lists age like fine bourbon. Behind the red carpets and rave reviews, though, the boy from the woods lingered. Success amplified the scars, the isolation of 6 marriages, the paranoia that scripted his days, the dyslexia that mocked every page. I'm a guy who doesn't think life is fair, he confessed in that 2018 La Times sit-down. But it also freed him to choose fewer films, more music with his band The Boxmasters, roles that rang true. Goliath on Amazon let him simmer as a disgraced lawyer. Fargo's Season 1 Psycho Malvo was a Golden Globe-grabbing beast. And then, at 66, came a role that felt like coming home. Taylor Sheridan, the Yellowstone architect, spotted Thornton's spark during a cameo on 1883. Over dinner post-premiere, Sheridan leaned in. I'm writing this for you, landman, oil rigs in West Texas, your voice all the way. Premiering November 2024 on Paramount Plus, Landman plunges into the Permian Basin's black gold frenzy. Boomtown billionaires, roughneck laborers, cartel shadows, and climate ghosts. Thornton stars as Tommy Norris, a noble fixer for MTX Oil, navigating mineral rights deals and moral minefields with a pragmatist bite. It's Yellowstone's kin but earthier, less ranch romance, more rigside realism, inspired by Christian Wallace's Boomtown 2020 podcast. Thornton's Tommy? A weathered operator with Thornton's own Southern steel, monologuing on clean energy myths, outfoxing John Hamm's tycoon Monty Miller, dodging Demi Moore's scheming ex. Critics hailed it. Variety called Thornton's presence always compelling, guiding viewers through industry's grit. The Hollywood Reporter dubbed him an absolute GOAT. His charisma masking Sheridan's pseudo-poetic treatises. The Hollywood Reporter noted the show's masterful draw for 4065-year-olds craving 1883's depth, with Thornton's rascally charm, the soul. Why does Landman hit so hard? At an age when peers fade, Thornton's 70 and Unyielding, Season 2, dropped November 2025, pulling in Sam Elliott as Tommy's grizzled dad, Andy Garcia as a cartel kingpin. It's personal. The oil world's class chasm, the forgotten workers' grit, echoes of Arkansas shacks and tire shop shifts. As Thornton told Rolling Stone in 2025, I grew up around oil, guys. I've spent periods where I had the weight of the world on my shoulders. Fans see it? The Southern stoicism, the pain behind the punchlines. Landman isn't just a hit 5.2 million premiere viewers, Paramount's biggest since 1923, it's a mirror, pulling eyes back to Thornton's path. Why's this man so damn real? Because he's lived the script. From that wood slat house in Malvern to Oscar Gold. From skipped suppers to Permian sunsets, Billy Bob Thornton's arc is America's unsung anthem, the underbelly's triumph. He didn't conquer the shadows, he claimed them, turning hurt into stories that sting and heal. Vet Thung Kong, Phi Tu Keho Bien Suong, as the poets might say. But in his drawl, wounds aren't anchors. They're the ink for tales only you can tell. At 70, with Landman's rigs humming and his band's amps buzzing, Thornton's proof. Keep swinging, friends. The blade that cuts deepest, it's the one that carves your light.